We're going to late reg the 3K daily. $7 buy-in. We already got the rebuy. Add-on will be coming automatically. We'll keep that over there. And tournament will be the main event. And we're on all the lists for the 50 NLs. Get on a bunch of 10s. Start getting on these. Hopefully the site is not as glitchy as it was before. Okay, that's 4 of those. That's pretty good. I thought this table was going to go off, but doesn't look too much like it. Bring these down a little. Yeah. Let's say price pool looks pretty good. $177 buy-ins and add-ons. Pretty crazy. Just going to keep an eye on this while we wait for the 50s. Never know, we might be able to get in this. Oh, there's one. Looks like we're going to be able to get on this table. Just trying to decide on the seat. Ooh, that's a good one. I guess don't think there's too many other players that I'm worried about. Let's go ahead and re-raise that. I'm just going to take this one here. So those are the 50s at the top. These are the 10s down here. I think I'm going to make those a little smaller.
The client I have coming tomorrow is the new client.
Mm-hmm.
She's the guitar player's wife.
Oh, nice.
She'll be here at 1 tomorrow.
That'll be fun.
She's talking about, I'll bring wine. I'm like, bitch, you're coming at 1 o'clock.
Guitar player's wife. Plus, she's trying to be social.
Like, just bring some weed, bitch.
Yeah.
Is it finally starting to rain?
Sounds like it.
It's been typhoon out there all fucking day.
Right.
Be nice though, finally calm all that pollen down.
Right.
I'm gonna go outside all day tomorrow.
Believe that when I see it.
Hey. Don't be rude.
Maybe we'll shrink this one just a little. Yeah, that's fine. So I would like to get on these other two. It's going to take a minute. Fold, fold, fold. Nice. Good shot. 2 pair, but a club draw. I'm going to lead at it. Good time for a 5. Well, that's the end of this hand. I mean, I'll show down for a blind. There it is. Gee, wonder what he had. Draws with the 10 and then leads. Funny. Double gutty. Okay. Ah. Yeah, it's kind of a bad bet with a raw queen. I'm going to call this one just because you don't see too many 3-bets in 10 and L. This player re-raised jammed. Because of history, I'm going to call, but I don't love this. All right. Nice.
I keep smelling metal.
Did you cut your nose? It was only because of history. I saw him do that with Ace-4 similarly. All right. Because of the backdoor flush draw, I think we can call here. And make the straight right away. I mean, there's a chance this just kills all my action, but I think when he rejams, we see a lot of sets and 2 pairs. I don't know if you rejam the straight here ever.
Shit.
Jack on the riv. I think we got to go for the reasonable value. Yeah, I think he was just aggroing the combo draw. What were you going to say?
I just realized there's a Young Nails flash sale happening and I need powder. Show.
How long is that going on for?
Hopefully it'll go to tomorrow. I'm trying to pull it up now.
Right. And this is kind of weird, but I think it's exactly the kind of hand we want to have when we're going to flop the straight. I'm going to play a big one. Because I'm just going to bet right at it. Player can definitely have the overpair with the flush draw. He can also flop the flush. I think if we get it heads up, though, we're going to jam all turns that aren't clubs. This player sticking around is kind of weird. These are nerve-wracking.
Come on, move.
Anything but a club dealer. It's hard to fold a set here, though. This is the kind of thing where if it keeps going because of this person's improper draw, it could really get big and bad in 3-way. Because if this player re-raise jams, there really isn't a scenario in which I'm supposed to fold. Because he was limp calling in first, so it's usually just a set and an overpair. In that instance, I'm probably still going to have to dodge clubs, but I don't think I want to give it up at 3-1. Better than 3-1 now that this money's in there. But it is very stressful. I think he's just timed out. What the fuck is going on here? Well, I'm not sticking around to find out. Anything but a club dealer. There'll be 28 in the pot. He'll have 37 behind. 8 on the turn. It's honestly not the worst. We are going to keep betting because I should have more full houses than him. I mean, he is going to make the mistake of keeping going with aces, kings, and queens with the club. But we can bet more reasonably. Without a paired board on the turn, we'd have to overbet jam. It makes it funny too because when he calls and jams the river, we can't fold even if a club comes off. So, well, what are you gonna do? All right. Yep. God damn it! I fucking knew it. Told you had the aces. And that's why betting like that is so important. Because I look like I have full houses. Now here's the thing. He's not going to fold even though I look like full houses even more. He wasn't going to fold, but he just said fuck it and got the money in. So he only ever checks at aces with the overpair or with the overpair with the club draw. Only ever. When he could just absolutely be drawing dead on the turn. And let's say I have a flush. Let's say it's that case scenario for him. He only has 6 outs. So but he was never getting away. Sucks to lose that one. queens again. The other guy probably folded the winner. Oh, my hand gets counterfeited too. Look at this crappy run out. Might win. Queens. It's up to Bouse. I mean, if he had just gotten in it on the flop, I could understand because I could be repping an overpair. But I think what happened is he did the mental gymnastics when the 8 came out. He was like, this guy's overrepresenting an 8. So he thinks he has all the clubs and all the aces left. So that's, you know, 11 outs, 22% going to the river. It's not right. He should still fold, but people are stupid. Get re-raised, squeezed by spin. I think this is one of those ones where we have to just go because he's going to have more squeezes than big pairs. Having the king in my hand is great. Having the ace in my hand is great. Yep. It's just a squeeze. Look at this. Fold here. This table kind of changed. It still looks pretty good, but I don't know if we need to keep it. Yeah. People are going ape shit. I mean, now it's a freeze out and people are losing their fucking mind over here. I just saw ace 5 run it with jack 9. I mean, yeah, I called it. I mean, what can you do? And that's the thing. He should be c-betting that board. Like, if he c-bets that board, right? But the thing is, it's one of those players that I could show him my hand, and he's still going to go for it. Like, because he doesn't care that he only has, 7 outs once. Or 9 outs once for 18%. For him, that's enough. I mean, and I charged him 80% of his stack. So, what are you going to do? I mean, and the funny part is the mental gymnastics come in that if I dead jam the turn when the board pairs 8s, he's going to go, nobody does that with a full house. Meanwhile, it's exactly what I would do with a full house, because when the club hits on the river with a full house, how do we get the rest of the money in? You know what I mean? That king kind of sucks. I mean, it's a limp pot, but man, this board just ran out like crap. I can't even call a river bet. I was so far ahead here. Yeah. Queens, look at that. Oh, pocket 8s over here. I mean, I should have just bet the turn, but wow. Look at this shit. I mean, how does this money go in? So, raised by clutch, re-raised by spin. This is because I jammed on him and he folded. It comes off ace-king. He bets half pot, which he should. Clutch raises all in on this. Look at this bullshit. How come I can't get these scenarios? Hilarious. That is really something. I didn't mean to pot that. Wrong table. Did this earlier and it worked out, but I don't like changing my bet sizes pre. Come on, give me a chance at it. Yeah, I think I fucked that up with the pot bet. My standard bet is 3x. My dude's gonna get throttled sitting on my right. Yeah, you're the target, buddy. He's just gonna get wrecked. I mean, pick up the ace down here. That's not bad. It's a raised pot, but it's not too much of a concern, really. This is hilarious. I am going to call one just because I'm not 100% sure. 9 in the river's not bad. He shouldn't have a lot of flushes. We could be chopping a ton. Not when he does that. Alright. Take a 10. Can't call it. I want to because of this player, but I can't call it because of this guy. Look at this, I'm getting donked into. Okay. If I had ace-king, I would raise him and crush him here. Look at this, I would have made quads. Yeah, this is a weakish king. This could be 2-pair. But I think it's just, more often than not, I think it's king-jack. Damn. What these guys do there. Bullshit. Look at this. I am going to throttle this guy. He's going to keep these pot bets up. I am going to absolutely own this motherfucker. My only hope is that this guy has more than one buy-in in the chamber. Guys who play like this usually don't. Because they just get shown the world. So we're going to play a few extra hands when he's involved. Not when he raises. Alright, gut shot. Because of this. Double gutty. And a full pot bet. Look at this club draw. Look at the diamonds. Diamond draw, I meant. Ugh. I would have gotten it all if this fucking idiot didn't lose his mind. This is super tempting, and it's going to suck when it hits, but I really can't call. Alright, it didn't hit, and the jack came out. Jack might actually be good. No, maybe not. King 9, King 9. Look at this garbage. How bad are these players? Oh my god. Just didn't even think about it. Just snap called with the ace 9, by the way. Didn't even think about it for 1/10 of a second. So we get 3-bet by the Dane. Come on, run. There are a lot of ace queens and other hands that I like. Super small bet, I do think we call. It's supposed to represent a king, but it doesn't always have to. We can have a hand like King Jack, King 10 that might want to just check call. He might want to check something like jacks, see if the river comes down good. I think when he checks and goes to the river, I think we go for value, blockery, kind of bluffy. It's kind of hard to call with jacks here. Yeah. This is the reverse power of position. Dane does like to 3-bet a lot, so knowing that helps, but that river bet just makes it so hard for him to call with queens. Am I calling with queens there? It kind of depends on the player. Versus a player who played exactly like me, probably not. Because I think the general consensus on me is that I have it more than I don't. But versus him, oddly enough, if our positions were reversed and I 3-bet queens, and then that board came down like that, and I c-bet small, which I would do, and then we went check, check, turn, and he bet like I did on the river, believe it or not, I'm calling him. Versus spin, no. Like, it just kind of depends on the player. Who's on this table? Okay, I got to get on this table when it comes out, so I'm probably going to give up one of these 10 and L's in preparation to get on that one. But I am 3rd on the list. I don't understand why I keep dropping down the list. So which one of these do I want to give up? The jack on the turn is hilarious that it would have won. No thanks. Ah, look at that. Would have gut shot at it. Almost called it. Clutch is a little tilty today. Make a 9. River comes off. I think we can blockery kind of bet here. Yeah, same deal. mean, the bet was just too big to be a 7, right? Plus, he was the pre-flop raiser. I think we want to go ahead and bet here. Might have to bet twice. Kind of depends what the river is. I think if a spade comes off, it's worse for me. But I am going to blocker bet. Because I should have more flushes than he does. This small lead out isn't really a big deal. He made 2 pair. Okay, good call. I'm not supposed to have the spades as much. This doesn't make a whole ton of sense. I'm going to keep calling. I really don't think we have bluffs here, but I think sometimes I'm just good versus like ace-10. Or ace-4, rather. When he bets the river half pot, half pot, half pot, I got to give him credit for pocket pair. It's the third bet that changed my perception. I mean, he could have hit a king and gotten confidence, but I think more often than not, we're just going to see that he flops something good. Open ender. All right. Oh. Look at this. This was how my other tournament went earlier. It was just a bunch of super draws. Well, I don't think I'm going to fold versus this player because a 9 can be good. Fucking 6. God damn it. Missed it all. Look at this. I won it with 7 high. My man gave up. I won it with 7-6 high. That's hilarious. I can't give this up. Not versus this fucking player. It's just a 7. Look at this. I won 20 bucks with 7-6 high. That's hilarious. I can't believe I ended up with the fucking combo draw. Oh, this tournament. This tournament's a real feast or famine, man. I think we're going to go ahead and bet the turn here. Sometimes we run into an 8, but I think we can definitely bet here. Should just be able to take it down. Yeah. God, that's annoying. Look at this. These people are getting in with kings with an ace on the board and 3 clubs. If I got a 9, I feel like I win that pot. Oh, it sucks to put in that many chips and fucking... With fucking... What is that? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 outs twice. And I can't fucking hit it. And he's betting half pot, so I can't fold. Ugh. 72%er. I think we want to go ahead and bet this one. I don't see a lot of traps here, even though it is 5 ways. There's more draws, but I think having a 9 is great because the likelihood of like 9-10 and Jack-10 and 7-9 and just or 5-6, 7-6, things like that. Having the 9 in my hand is kind of good because those draws are kind of screwed, so my position kind of just takes over there. Really? You can have it. Nope. Tempting, but nope. So this lead out is kind of weird because this player is kind of weird. I'm going to 3-bet the kings. I wouldn't always, but versus pure aggression, he does kind of weird shit. 5 on the turn's not bad. Oh, that 4. I think he was just on a flush draw. I think we're just trying to look like bullshit by betting big. Did he actually have, like, a 10? That's kind of weird. He actually had a 10. Wow, he did not communicate that. Well, got half my chips back. I like the check raise here. This is kind of borderline. I think we have to find out if this player actually has ace-king. This player behind can be a problem. But I think, because I just called pre-flop, I'm going to go ahead and bet. I think if he continues here, it's kind of awkward. Jack on the river kind of sucks. Makes everything happen. So if you have ace-king, you should be good here. And he's never going to fold. There's a lot of combos of 2 pairs. And plus ace-queen got there on his bullshit. I feel like I got drawn out on. I didn't need to raise the flop, but it just felt like I should. This is kind of strange. Nah. It's not bad. It's not bad. Look at this flop. Did my man even bet the river? He just min raised. That's hilarious. You want me to call it?
Yes, please.
Check that. You can have it. It's in the bathroom?
Bro, it fell in the trash can.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I would have never found it.
And it would have just been gone forever. Open ender on this board. Hopefully aggression doesn't have anything crazy, because I would really like to draw here. It's kind of a tough spot if you have a set. I don't know if you want to raise it. Make the straight. I mean, we're probably going to pull the trigger if somebody bets. A clean run out, dealer. That's not too clean. We are going to lead it. I think aggression's the most likely to have a set. The problem is he can have some 8s, and he might raise them. So I kind of have the minimum bluff catch, but if he has ace, if he has like 8-9, he kind of has the minimum. So I think he's on like 8-9, 8-10. Ace-queen, wow. I see he should have raised that. He should have raised that flop. I mean, if he had, we get it all in, but on the turn. But maybe he gets away thinking I have ace-jack or something. Is this... I think this is okay at 3-1. God damn it. Check. See, this is a pure steal. This player's sitting out. That's hilarious. 5x the open. I mean, dude, you don't have to risk that much. I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Move this down a little. Get min raised. Okay. King's nice. I am going to raise that. I think I do want to 3-bet my buddy over here. That ace is the worst card in the deck for me. He's going to have more aces than anything. Oh, just a king. Unlikely we share the king there. I'm surprised he didn't bet more. Really? Calls the raise and just jams. Okay. Alright, we just see the call. He shouldn't have a lot of aces, and I should, so I'm going to go ahead and bet. I'm just acting like I'm protecting an ace. This seems like a scary flop, but because of his min-raise call, he's just going to have a lot of pairs, and he's going to have a ton of pairs that beat me. So we have to bet that flop, just representing that ace all day. That's why the 3-bet is so important. This is kind of...
I actually understood that.
Hey. Blind squirrel catches a nut every now and then.
You know what? Sometimes I like you, and then you speak.
This player is fucking ridiculous. Like, I so want to jam on this guy. This is so rough. That's a nice value bet with the 10 down here. That is so rough. Because he just always bets pot. I'm going to let it go. I don't know what White Boy's doing. I mean, if you have ace king here, you're supposed to jam. And that's why I was thinking about it, because he's only ever supposed to have like a shitty king here doing this. That's why king queen is right on the edge. If you have ace king here, you just jam the money in. If you know where the ace of spades is, you jam the money in here. Like, I feel like I folded... I feel like a lot of times I'm slightly ahead here. Like, he's going to have a lot of ace sixes with the ace of spades, ace 3. I know it seems ridiculous, but ace queen maybe with the ace of spades. Like, this is just the bluff, it looks like. But I'm just gonna be patient, because I'm gonna get it all, and I definitely want him to win this pot, but I would love to see this call here or jam. But I'm definitely gonna get everything from him. And he's just overexposing himself. It's just not gonna work out for him.
Is his name actually, like, is his avatar name White Boy?
There's another guy whose avatar name is White Boy 1992.
Oh, okay.
But I was talking about the other player.
Oh. You're just calling him a White Boy?
No. I was saying because there was 3 of us in the pot, I'm saying a White Boy should just be jamming here.
I know, I'm just making sure his name says White Boy.
Yeah.
You're not just calling him White. Okay.
No, it says White Boy.
Just check. I was like, Heavy, you're getting a little blatant with this.
This queen is kind of weird. It's funny, though, because there's only, like, one... It's, like, the most easy avatar read in the world. Like, I've made a lot of good avatar reads on stream. People are like, well, what am I? And I would just... I can read them down and just be like, oh, well, you're an Asian guy, blah, 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 because they have the alien, you know, or whatever, because
yeah.
It just certain cultures just take certain things. On WSOP, it's like there's just 9 generic people, and it's like, they're mostly white guys. There's one Asian woman, and then there's one black guy. And it's just like, it's the easiest avatar reads ever. It's like, oh, are you a black guy? Okay. It's hilarious.
Sounds funny.
I just put the Scorpio sign up there. Remain a mystery.
Well, not so much a mystery. We now know you're a Scorpio. Or we assume.
There you go. I might just really like the letter M. I don't know. Maybe I'm a Sesame Street fan. You don't know.
This is true. Not something I can argue with. Oh, I really miss wearing my safety pin earrings. I guess that's what I should be doing right now. Looking for a jeweler. Ask your stream. Anybody know of a jeweler?
I don't really have anybody here. Anybody knows a good jeweler in Vegas? There's a few people here.
Or not in Vegas.
What are you gonna fly across the country to get your fucking?
I don't need to. There's technology. I don't need to. Like, we can.
Technology? You mean the mail?
No, like we can Skype. We can FaceTime. We can Google Duo, and I can show them what I want. We can email. We can
Google Duo. I think if you offer to Google Duo somebody, they're gonna say, "I don't want your business."
No, I think they do that a lot now because of the pandemic. Actually,
it's possible.
See.
I said possible. I didn't say likely.
But possible is all I need you to understand. So sometimes you just talk like it's not a possibility. Everything and anything is possible.
Okay, you need to stop that. This river is kind of awkward. I think we just check. I don't know why this player takes so long to call. I think he's got a 10. Yeah. So if he bets, I think it's a good call. He had 6s. I mean, I get it. You don't want to fold for one bet, but you're kind of always going to be miles behind there.
I'm going to make a smoothie, so don't shut this.
Okay. Look at this. Double gutty. Made the straight. I'm going to leave this one. I'm going to keep going. This player raises. Does he ever have ace queen? I kind of doubt it. We're just going to get it in. Ace 10. Ace 10 no good, sir. I'm leading at 2 pair. Busted that guy when he had 2 pair with 9-3. Sorry, bro. You should have raised the flop. Ooh, 2 pair over here. 2 pair, 2 pair, 2 pair. 2 pair everywhere. King jacks do exist in this scenario, but I think we just want to go ahead and bet for value. I mean, ace deuce is a thing, but I think that would have bet on its own. I'm really only worried about this player. Aces and my buddies in the blind. Wow, that's a huge raise up front. The check raise, you can have it. Yeah, I'm just going to re-raise. I don't know if this reopens the betting if he jams. Didn't matter, he just called. We're never folding. Just get the money in. You put in 70% of your stack pre-flop. Oh, it's so funny. 5x open, and then just calls. I mean, what do? Do I just jam on him pre-flop? But he's not folding, right? I love how he has to hit the 8. 20 bucks. You should just jam. Like, and then he checks the turn. Like, if I have jacks, he doesn't get $1 there. Worst card. Not just the club, but the 9. Look at Coach 3-betting small. Can we get a rag ace to come off one time? This is the worst card. Let me just check. Get ace queen. 8-9. What are you doing? Why did he 3-bet that? I've never. He maybe misclicked it. Oh, now he's leaving. That's awesome. You look like we could be brothers. Well, you're a very handsome man then. What can I tell you? Get 3-bet by Pebbles. I'm just going to go ahead and call. I don't think we get anything by betting. Queen on the river is kind of sucky because there's just no way to get any more action. I think maybe he had ace queen, or ace king, but I think maybe the ace queen would have not bet the turn. It's kind of hard to say. He had ace 7, 3-bet it with ace 7. I mean, I'm glad I just called because ripping it pre-flop wouldn't have done it. It's hard to tell what kind of a fish somebody is. Like, are they a fish that's so dumb that they think ace 7 is a 3-bet from there? Or are they a fish that's so dumb that they're only 3-betting? Oh, it's the bald beard and glasses? Hey, man, it's a look. Like, is the person so dumb that they 3-bet everything? Like, do they 3-bet the bad hands or the good hands? It's a good example, though. You can see how much 3-betting pre-flop can stifle somebody. Limits are up over here. So we see a raise from a short stack who's been sitting here a long time. We're going to re-raise, reduce the SPR. Hopefully he jams. I mean, a lot of times he's going to have an overpair, but I think when we just see a call, we end up giving ourselves a lot of more bluffing opportunities. I took it down? Holy shit. Look at Clutch. Clutch is tilting, man. Like, I really wish I had a better hand here. Like, this is the bottom of my range to be calling. So, 8 on the riv? Okay. Thanks for the buck. Deletive clip not allowed. I just want to show you that we kind of look like, I guess. My settings, I've tried to change them, but it doesn't allow clips to come through. You can whisper it to me. Send it to me in a whisper and I'll check it out. I'll call it a small raise. Because I think I'm going to win position, yeah. I'm going to win position here a lot in this scenario. I think it's fine. Pretty crazy how much you guys look alike. I didn't see the clip. Gut shot, backdoor flush draw. I don't know how often we want to bet here. I'm going to take a chance. I think this is 50-50 for me. I'm worried about this player, not so much this player. I mean, he could be trapping for sure, but I think this is the more likely one. So this turns out to be a good steal. And when we have wraparound, those are good steal outs. Imitation, sincerest form of flattery? Well, the question is, who did it first? Doing pretty good. Oh, and there's a lot of 50 and L's now, so we can rotate through. There's a quick click. Dano likes to limp. He also likes to dunk. I think we have to check the nines here. I'm going to bet small here. Look at this. This is kind of odd. Hey, thanks for the follow there, Garu Games. Much appreciated. I think we just check here. I'm not 100% sure what's going on. He can have some pocket pairs, but look at this overbet jam. This is gonna sound weird. I think he filled it on the river. This is what this looks like to me. It looks like deuces full. I've seen that overbet after the C-bet check down so many times. If you put a gun to my head and said, what does he have? I would say pocket deuces. This is kind of stupid, this guy doing this again, but he's in the blind, so I'm going to catch him. I'm absolutely going to catch him. Okay. Damn it. This could be a big pot. Watch this. This could be a real big pot. I just don't want Doggy to actually have something. I have to go big. I'm expecting Clutch to jam a lot. He just calls. It's kind of weird. Well, if Doggy comes in and I hit an ace, I'm probably going to play a big pot. Should he have a lot of pairs? Yeah. Should he have a lot of tens? No. But I'm good. Oh, you went and checked a VOD? Oh, that's okay. Oh, that's how I could do it. Oh, I didn't realize he was a streamer. Look at this. Ace-6 limping. Position's not that strong, sir. Oh, you know what? I'll go check you out, Garo. Oh, fellow streamer. Hey, let's give him a shout out. Maybe someday you'll be the grinder I am. I am definitely a grinder, but don't aspire to where I am now. Aspire to where I'm going to be in about 6 months. So everybody give Garo a follow. I just followed him.
Here, I have a little bit of smoothie left over.
Sorry, it's going to mess up my stomach. But I'll check you out, my man. This could be a free one. Yeah. Let's check out a VOD. Oh, we do have the beard and bald head thing going, though. See, but he's got that good dark beard. Sure. And you get to play on Iggy. Jesus. I mean, this is a limped pot. There's really no reason for me to bet. I'm not going to bet here because I might get blown off the hand. But yeah. Same glasses, too. Look at that. That's funny. 5 can be good. I think when this goes all checked down, 5 can be good. Hey, look at the 5. So we see a raise. I am going to 3-bet. If my man wants to go, we're going to go. He just got fucking punted on and lost, so he may just go apeshit. Nope. Not versus me. Make the raise pre-flop. It's kind of weird if Austin jams because I think his range is wide enough that I can call with 9s. I think we just want to bet small like we have the king. I'm just going to limp here. And my man's all in. It's never a bluff. So you playing some regular tables and some tourney and fast folds. No, these are all regular speed. This big one you see in the top left corner, this is the only tournament. The rest of these are cash game tables. The bigger ones, which are this one, this one, this one, and this one, those 4, those are all 50 and L. The other 3, 1, 2, 3, are 10 and L. I'm just kind of staying ahead of it on the folds. This is a good call pre-flop, but for the price. And it's actually a great flop for me. That's a lockout. Well, we're probably getting this in here. I don't like getting in 23 blinds, but I'm basically going with my position in the tournament and my leverage. And being out of position, I obviously don't like this hand, you know, flopping. So we're probably going to jam in. And I think straight ripping is kind of It even looks weaker. So we're going to do that. Not that Ace King is the only hand I'm ripping there. I just think it's the... I think that's the only way to play that there. Appreciate the shout out, but my consistency streaming is lackluster at best. Well, I followed you, and I put up the notifications, so when you go live next, I'll see you. See, look at this. These people getting in on Poker Noobs action, they really want to play with this player. This is gambly, but if we go to a flop, I love it. Now, if he 4-bets, obviously I hate it. Oh, I thought I was going to get the fucking draw. Poker Noob is a action spot. Ugh. You never know, man. Maybe you'll get motivated to stream. Check. Consistency is a thing. Like, I've had that discussion with streamers back in the day before I took my little 1,486-day break. Literal number, not an exaggeration. I remember talking to other streamers, and they're always like, you got to make a schedule, you got to stick to it, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, I play poker because I can't stick to a fucking schedule. I've gotten fired from every fucking job I've ever had. So my consistency is not great. My only consistency is I'm streaming when I'm playing, and I play every day pretty much. Well, probably 6.5 days a week. The occasional day off will come. Like, I want to steal this. Yeah, see, now that's a problem. See, now I can't do it. No, this is bad. I'm gonna get 3-bet a lot. I'm gonna get 3-bet a lot here. And I don't want to limp it, but like if I limp it, we go to a flop. But if I raise, I feel like I get 3-bet a lot. I know it seems crazy, but with these players behind, that's the way it's gonna go. So you have to kind of preserve your position. Or preserve your intention. Limping 8 deuce. Okay. I mean, this player's just got a lot of chips, but he's limping a ton. That being said, I don't know how often he's going to get 3-bet behind. So if this player 3-bets, I like the call. Did he limp that or did he post into it? He might have posted into it. Yeah, he posted into that. 7 on the turn's nice. That's the end of that. Queen on the river sucks. I should still win here, though. Yep. Another reason why the queen on the river sucks is because I can't bet. Because there are some hands that will call me that I can bet without a big card on the river. But when a big card comes off, it's just trash. Look at this. Look at this. The runners. He gets it all in and the runners come off for my fucking straight. Please have a set. Yeah. Oh, he rivered it full. Wow. This is how bad these players are. He rivered the 2-outer. Like, I mean, I got moved tables, which I guess is good, but you kind of just need to get some hands in here and get the money in pre-flop because there's really no other way to play this. This post-flop play, as you can see, is not the thing at this stage of the tournament. Players sitting out in the big blind, short stack in the small blind. I can threaten stacks behind. I don't love it. This player needs to fold, but I'm absolutely going to jam here. As long as the bigger stack doesn't call me, I think I'm okay. This guy or this guy. Good steal. Ugh, 10 on the turn. Worst card. We're going to check. I don't know how many bluffs there are here. I just don't think it's... I just think this is like a 7-5 kind of situation too much. It can also be 7-6 or something like that, but... 7-5, yeah. 2 pair that gets counterfeited on the turn, that makes sense. I could have won it by going bet-bet. I mean, I'm getting to flop a lot of hands here, but we just got to connect. Tournament's going on break. We're going to sit out the next hand. And I'm going to go take a leak, and I'll be right back. This is very tempting. I would normally raise this, but honestly, because of the players who have limped in, I like the limp here. Because I think we can still get all the money when we flop an 8. It's a flushy board. There is an ace on board. There shouldn't be a lot of aces. I think an ace will make itself known. There could be aces over here. There can be aces here. I do think we want to bet. I'm glad I didn't raise it pre-flop because, you know, I think we do want to bet, and we want to bet on the bigger side. We're just basically pot building. This is one of those ones where we're betting a large percentage of the pot, but the overall bet is so small that we're not going to get proper folds. Like if somebody has 9-10 or even king-jack or 2 clubs or like a queen-10, they shouldn't fold to this really because of the absolute amount. Somebody's got to have something though. So there goes. Now we can have the argument for why you raise it pre-flop. All right, I'll be right back. I'm just going to take a leak, grab some ice. See you guys in about 2 minutes. Minute back before the break. Skill of a true poker player. All right. A little ice for the cup. All right. Oh. Okay. Do we get off this table? I think we do. I'm going to stick with the double and ditch format. So I'm going to get on these other 10 and Ls. So we're going to get rid of that one. I guess I should get off this one too. Look at this. So we're going to get off those two. I think we want to call this in position. This player's not too threatening. This is a garbage bet, but the player behind I can't continue. There's so many of those, but we defended a little weakly. Let's see. Do I want to put this up here? Check, check, check. Appreciate you guys coming out. Hoping it's going to be a long night in this tournament, but it's not starting out so great. Just a royal. Just a royal. Versus ace-jack straight. Oh, brutal. Just a royal. Alright. Could have raised it, but in a limp pot, I don't really mind it. I don't know why this player's taking so long. Maybe we just lead so that we don't give a free card to 5-6. Tempting, but no. I'm going to preserve my stack for jams. I'm going to raise pure aggression. Getting called behind is not my favorite thing. Getting called twice is less my favorite thing. This is a pot control. This is like a flush draw with straight draw. Yeah. Two pair. Yeah, that's the other way it happens. Funny. Makes two pair in the turn, bets it, and then doesn't bet the river. That's pretty weak, bro. So that's why I should have raised pre-flop. Okay. When he checks the river, I know I'm dead. Like he bets the river on the bluff. I like the bigger bet there, protecting an ace. Nice. Don't go. I mean, I got 16 blinds, so I have a good jam stack. That's about all, though. But the blinds are going to go up in about 7 minutes. Well, we'll still be okay, though. I'll still have 10, 11, 12, 13 blinds, so anything can happen. I just haven't gotten any traction in this tournament yet. A lot of draws, but no hits. All right. Goes about there. Bum, 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 bum. Man, no action. Huh. Well, that table's big, that's why. That's why it doesn't look right. I got called and the 6 hits the turn. So this is usually an ace more than a flush draw. I might have done that a little bit too quick. I nutted the turn. He's got to have an ace. Yeah, rag ace. Shouldn't be calling in the first place. When the king pairs the board and I bet again, that's kind of hilarious. When the king pairs the board and I bet, he's like, what is he doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody bets ace king like that. Meanwhile, that's exactly how I would bet ace king. Hitting the 6 on the turn is so gross. And if I don't hit the 6 on the turn, I'm checking. And then making a big bet on that king river. Because I can have king queen and he never can. If it checks the turn. It's a nice value-y hand. Lucky to hit the 6, but even luckier that he kept paying me. Ace queen gets paid there. I mean, he's in the blind. I'm going to keep betting ace queen. I need some of these confrontations. I mean, one double, I'm at 30 blinds, so I'm not really overly concerned. Hopefully everybody folds. Don't tilt. Don't tilt. Alright, if it folds to me, I'm going to jam. How did the last hand go down? He min-raised and called off. I'm jamming. If he had limp called off, then it would be different, but he may say fuck it anyway with a pair, but I think it's a better steal spot. That's good to recognize. I gotta say, I mean, it doesn't seem like much, but that's really good to recognize that. You know, I just picked up 1,800 chips for free. Almost no risk. All I need is one Broadway card to be able to do that. This player loves limping. What the fuck just happened there? My dude bet, and got called down by a 7. Well, it is a raise out of first. It is by a more solid player, but no, I'm not going to jam it. I think I'm going to call it. I think we're better off calling. I mean, if we hit the ace and you know, he crushes, then what are we going to do? Player behind is kind of interesting. See, I could jam this. I don't know. Yeah, that's the problem right there. Anything but a king dealer. I mean, it's 50-50. He shouldn't bet on this turn unless he has the overpair. And if he does, he should just jam. He's got to be afraid of 10-jack a little bit, but... I mean, look at this snap call. It's got to be clubs. Queen on the river. I wish I'd jammed. 10-jack! I do wish I'd jammed. Ugh. I would have won it pre. But once we go post, it's kind of whatever. That's hilarious. I got 15.5 blinds. I'm going. From the hijack, I gotta. This guy's going to call super wide, but 2 broadways, what can I do? What you doing there, noob? Not making fun of him, that's his name. Blackbird's only got 10 bucks, so there's not a lot of room for play here, so we're just going to call off. Hold. Yay. Great defense. When you have 24 blinds, you definitely want to defend for 4 of them pre-flop with 9-4 suited. That's what you want to do. Look at this. How the hell did that go down? Min raise, call, flop the joint. Ooh, flop the nut. I like leading here. I got raised. So the only hand that beats me is 7-10. You got the bowler? Let's do it. No bowler. Hey, thanks, fellas. I'll take your money and your money and your money and your money and your money. I'll put it in a big pile and I'll fuck it. How about that? Nobody leads a 2-pair or better. My advice to you guys is start leading 2-pair or better, especially in the limp pots. Don't look for a check raise. Check raise looks too strong. Leading out looks super weak. As funny as that sounds. My favorite is like 5-way pot that gets like a 1 raise and I'm in the small blind with like 8-5 and comes off 8-8 whatever and just betting full pot at it. So this is kind of small for an ace. Not a lot of aces out there. Does he get away from a pair? I mean, if he checks here, I'm going to bluff the river. I'm going to make it look like a bad bluff. I don't think he's got anything to call here. I think he has maybe sometimes king, queen, and he calls, but He's just never got an ace, right? Like, when the ace comes on the turn, it's just like, how does he have an ace? Betting half pot on that flop. Like, it's just never the thing. It's never the thing. I've only been on this table for 12 hands, but maybe we ditch and try to get on another one? Because we double and ditch. That's what we do. I think if it folds to me, I jam. I think if we see a min raise here or here, we jam. Yeah, let's do it. Re-raise. Okay. Hey, I got a 4. Just gonna call. Ace in the turn is awesome. I look like I have all the draws, so when he has ace queen here, he's gonna lose his fucking mind. Looks like bullshit too. Sick play, bro. Good trap. Good trap. Good trap. High five. You want to bet at it in case he has the ace. Like, if he has ace queen there, the hand plays the exact same way. But you want to bet it big on that turn because you're like, ooh, I got an ace, and you bet. And then he's like, I got the better ace, and he calls. But when he has ace king, he should just keep betting. He should just keep betting. Because he's not going to lose you. And if I had the flush draw, I mean, you just give me a free card. Like, I could absolutely have a flush draw. People do this mental gymnastics so it allows them to do whatever they want. People think that, like, the worst thing that can happen to you is not getting full value. No, the worst thing that can happen to you is being a fucking idiot and throwing money away. And that's exactly what just happened there. 13 hands on this table, 3 buy-ins. Pretty nice. Yeah. I do like these garbage hands sometimes. Anything connected for 4 to 1 is fine, or for 3.5 to 1 is fine for me. I mean, we're going to give up a lot of them, but when we hit them, you can see how easy it is to get paid. Like that 5-7 off. Better than 3 to 1 again. I mean, it goes check to the turn. I think we can absolutely bet. I don't know how often spin checks unless he's got like just a monster. He might also check a weak hand like ace jack, and now he's improved on the turn, but I think we do have to bet. I like checking these sometimes. I'm going to check that one for the value. Call. I mean, now I got the open ender. Call. He got lucky. Yeah. I should have check raised the flop, but whatever. I like calling, though. He's also the kind of guy who doesn't fold a pair, so once the jack comes off, I'm like, yeah. I love how he's betting the draw, and I have him just crushed. And he survives. A 10 can't come off? Like, if a 10 comes off, I'm just a monster. I don't think it goes any better. I'd have to go bet. And in that instance, there's a lot of straights and 2 pairs, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I think I'm going to lose faith on the turn. And check this one. Maybe we'll check raise. We'll see what happens. I'm going to check. I wanted to bet it, but I mean, can I have a straight flush? I made a straight. We see a min raise. I'm going to let this one go. Ugh. Let's gamble. Top pair flush draw. This is kind of meh. Look at this. This player's just calling. Get the money in. No. Maybe they both just have flush draws and I win? Deuce, deuce, queen, jack. Oh, he had a set of deuces. Why didn't you bet? You seriously don't bet? Oh my god. Oh my god, what a loser. He didn't bet. That is hilarious. This tournament, man. This tournament. Get me on another 10 and L here. I don't mind this guy raising out of first. Especially on a shorter table. Seems loose, but with position, I don't mind it. That's the worst flop in the world. Thank you very much. I'm just going to check fold and go away. He's going to bet way too much. Or not at all. He bet sensibly. I wasn't expecting that. Could have had like ace queen and just been a little bit scared, which is silly. I mean, you do have to worry about 10 jack, but other than that, I think ace queen's just the monster there. As jack. It's a small raise out of first, but I think I want to call this one. Keep my range wide, allow some steals. So I got 10 blinds and change. I think if it folds to me, I'm going to rip it. Ah, that's the worst. When the medium stack raises, I can't even continue. 7. 7. Look at the 10. Damn it. Really? Thank you. This sucks. Oh, look at this board. Why can't I play bad and just be like, I'll go to ace 10 and jam it in? Look at this garbage. I could have called it and got it all. Oh my god. The mental gymnastics. 10's pretty good. Raising 3x on 16k. Oh, look, I got another set of 4s. Hopefully this dude has ace king. The small bet I think is stupid. This I'm going to get out of the way because I don't know what he's doing. Somebody's got to have an ace, right? I'm going with the king 9 suited. My man calls. 7 comes off on the turn. I'm going to down bet. If he has ace 7, it's just too bad. walk the kings. I guess I could have checked the turn, but I don't think he's got an ace too often. I think when the 7 comes off, it's actually good for me because he's going to have a lot of 7s. Maybe the down bet was too suspicious. I'm just going to call here. Oh, would have been a great time to flop a 10. Oh, I think I flopped a draw. And we're seeing a donk lead. Ooh, another ace comes off. That's not the worst. Ace on the turn's not the worst. Poker Noob's going to have a lot of aces. I don't think we're going to fold just yet. He can have king, queen, but we definitely don't fold just yet. I'm going to check. Sometimes we just somebody just backdoored the flush. Ten jack. This is kind of tough. I don't think I can fold. 10 jack exactly. It's because it's the diamond that I can't fold. What the fuck called me here? 8-9 top pair. Man, I got full value on that. Well, I got 9-9. Hopefully nobody's got queen 4. I can't fold, even though I don't love it. Oh, 9. Oh, hold. Oh, baby. Get quads. Get fucked. Thank you. Maybe a little turnaround in this tournament. Back at 16K, right where I started. What is that, 30 blinds? Oh, I'm a superstar. It's very tempting to call this here, but no thank you. I think we can bet there. Look at this. Look at this. Clutch has done this so many times with top pair. He's got to get caught. He's got to get caught. Oh, can I flop a set one time? I'm not going to go for this steal here. It's not a steal kind of environment. Have to be very aware of the situation at the table. Player was sat out and came back. Look at that. When players are sitting out and then they come back in their blinds, you can usually be, or when they come back at all, if they've been sitting out and then they come back, they're sitting there watching, and they can absolutely be like, oh, I'm going to stay sat out until they see a hand that they like, and then they wait till just before it gets to them, then they come back. So people make stupid moves against him. Look at this. Oh, ace queen. I would have lost. Jacks are okay. I am going to 3-bet. Not too big, but enough. Just because spin is going to 3-bet the button quite a bit. if I call. So I like 3-betting. It's a lot of kings. I'm going to check back. I'm going to bet the turn. He calls. I should be good unless he has queens or aces. Are you seriously leading now? Oh my God. He can have nines, which would be a dumb bet, but this is always a king. Go ahead. We could have just checked it all the way to the river. But if you think somebody's ever bluffing you there, you're out of your fucking mind. Why not just raise the turn? Maybe he's worried like a queen will come off and I have king queen or something, or ace king, or he has king queen and I have ace king and an ace comes off and I beat him. This is kind of, I'm getting 3-1. Damn it. It's not a bad call at 3-1, but I just have to hit it so specifically. The king is good. I know the king is good there. You can literally like sit out in this tournament and do better than like 70% of the field. Just take your buy-in, add-on, and rebuy. And then sit out. And you'll do better than 70% of the field, believe it or not. These players are way too active at this buy-in level. There's so many great freeze-outs, too. I want to start playing a bunch of them, but I have to wait till I get to the next buy-in level. Because there are $50 and $100 freeze-outs that I want to play. So I think when I get to like... I was going to say 4,000, but I think it has to be 5. Just because I'll be playing 100 and L at that point, too. On the 6 max. And it'll be easier to recover buy-ins. But in single, in freeze-out format, I definitely like my odds in these versus these players. And it is the same players. It's not like they're, whatever. Like, always the full pot bet. He can have 5-6 and I can just win, but he usually has an ace. Ace queen and he did. You make no money. Oh my God, he made 50 cents. Way to go. You should have gotten so much more than that. Gut shot. It's kind of a valuable one too because the 4 sticks around. So 7s, 8s, and 9s I think are all good for me here. Ooh, that spade might be all right. Look at this flushy board with a set. Get 3-bet here. I don't mind it. A raise here. Check. This one just goes right down. Look at that bet. You can have it, sir. What is going on here? So this guy limps in first. We see a call and a call. I'm going to check. Make an ace. That's pretty good. Just got to bet twice there. Bet and a raise. My ace is no good. Nine on the riv. Let's bet. 5x opens. Dear Lord, these are the ones I want to flop sets in. Especially between these two players. Overpair is not the greatest in this scenario. I think he'll tell me. He bets the full pot. I'm going to take one off and make a 10. Keep betting. I want to just call here, but I'm going to get the money in. I feel like he's got nothing, but I'm not going to win any more bets on the river. So I think jamming is the move here. Sometimes he's got something he wants to draw with, and we can overcharge the tits out of him. I think his pot size bets are just nothing, though. He's got nothing. I mean, it's sometimes occasionally he can have, like, kings or aces here, but it's kind of off. If he has jacks, I think I get more calls out of jacks than I do kings and aces, believe it or not. He's not calling. I mean, I don't think he has much. And if he has the ace of diamonds in his hand, this makes even less sense that he has me beat. All right, well, this table died. I'm going to replace it in a second. Just give me a minute. There's plenty of other... He's not calling. I mean, he bets so strong. But usually these big pot bets mean weakness. He can't snipe me. I still got another 3 minutes before it catches up. He's trying to time out to get showdown. Are you serious? He didn't have anything. He didn't get disconnected. He didn't have anything. I guess I should have just called it. When he's pot size betting, I should just call, but I don't want the diamond to come off and kill my action. And I think that those jams get called a lot more there than you think that they would. This isn't bad. Maybe I killed it there. I mean, I don't think he got disconnected. I really don't. Look at this. Just 40k pot, sure. I don't know why that other table died. We're sitting here with 16, 17 blinds. We got time. About 3 minutes, it goes up to 1K. This is silly, but I'm going to fold it. I think it's about as much value as I can get as one street here. Yep. It's funny, when he called, I was like, no 9. Alright, well, the fish left this one. Ooh, made another set of 10s. Oops. Oh, that jack's the worst card in the deck. It's the worst card in the deck. I just got beat. I just got beat. Could bluff this, but I don't think it's necessary. I don't think there's many aces out there. I don't think there's a lot of pairs. So sometimes we just win this one straight up. Well, there's a 7. 7 should have bet the river. Seems like a bet kind of scenario, but my hand's too weak. I mean, I'm going to have all the 4s, and he should know that. I can't have deuces there. I'm just going to check. This is my buddy. I know I probably shouldn't be playing fast poker, but Bovada has 5NL. I mean, that's fun. Why shouldn't you be playing it? This is kind of brutal if he bets. See, this isn't like before. He's betting small here when he should be betting big. So, I think we give him credit for a pair. I like the fast poker, the blitz and shit like that. I play it on ACR. Why not? Like, what's the? I mean, I think to play it full time would be difficult, but if I'm working on a spot, I tend to play blitz. Like before I started streaming again. Well, before I started the cash game challenge, I wanted to work on my small blind play for tournaments. So I started playing 6 max, 10NL on ACR, the blitz poker. And I decided I'd put in 5,000 hands a day, just doing that. And it was literally just to learn. And I ended up making money, but my small blind win-loss ratio, because it's the worst position in the table, went from losing, I think I started out losing like 15 big blinds per 100 in the small, and I ended up losing only like 3 by the end of it. I did it for like, it was around 70,000 hands. So what is that? How many days of 5K is that? Whatever it is, 14 or so. And I just learned a lot by 3 betting and and having my range charts and reviewing them and sticking to them, and I kind of really tighten up my ranges. And the thing is, you can get in so many hands. Can I have a third set of 10s, please? Look at this 10 on the turn. Just gonna call. Ugh. I'm calling. Right? Didn't make sense, Ron. You're acting a little bit too quick, buddy. Sorry. I mean, if he bets a third time, it's an easy fold, right? But you should not be folding there 2 bets. People think you should, but no. Not a lot, and especially not those bets. Oh, okay, we're going to 3-bet here. I don't love this against Poker Noob because he's kind of volatile. But I think we have to do it. Hey. I mean, he opens so big, and he usually doesn't do that. Look at this. I can't get anything going on this table. I mean, if I didn't just 3-bet him, I would be 3-betting this one too. But I kind of like it because I don't see a lot of 3-betting going on behind. Traffic may do it. No? It's not bad. If Ron bets, it's kind of... This call is kind of weird. I think there's a lot of flush draws here. This is where the 10 most likely lives. Jack of clubs on the river. 4-5 is there. I mean, if he bets small, I think we call. I don't think we see a raise here. I think we're good. Right? 5s, 8s. Yeah. That was a nice one. Like, when nobody's got a king, we should just have it, right? Check raise. I'm gonna fold. I can't know if I'm up against the ace-high flush draw. Oh, I thought it was a 3. I wasn't looking at the table. I just make more mistakes because moving positions frequently. Sometimes I forget to check where I'm at. Yeah. You should have your ranges up. Have your range charts out. Don't use them in game, but review them before and then check them after. You wouldn't want to use anything to assist you in game, because that would be against terms of service. I actually can call this at 5.5 to 1. Those can't be 6s to teach these motherfuckers not to raise so small. Look at this. Guy flopped the straight. We can win here sometimes. Not often, but sometimes. With the 8. Hey. Oh, look at that top set. 3-bet by Rosa. We like that. Can I have top set over here? Or any set, really? If he has 10 jack, I'm going to puke. Yeah, he's just got a pair. This is kind of odd, but we're going to let it go. Never thought of that like that. I do enjoy fast poker because I get distracted between hands since I'm on 2 tables at the moment. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. You have to... I think I'm going to take this seat and get off this one. Yeah, no, you can definitely use it as a tool. Like, you don't have to, like... There's some tournaments that I play, like, retroactively, starting out my poker career playing all sit-and-goes. It was just training for final tables. Like, the most profitable part of my game right now is when I'm at a final table. Meaning my ICM expectation is higher than a lot of the players on the table because I understand the exact dynamic of what's going on when we're at that point. So I got the double gutter here. I think we're just going to play this like we have top pair with this stack. Which means if this player folds, we're going to jam. I don't think we can fold here though. Yeah. Because we have too much equity versus a rag ace, and this player shouldn't be too strong too often. Sometimes he's got like a 5. But, yeah. Good jam. Back to 16K, man. I just keep getting to like 16-2, 16-3. Nothing I can do. This player is the fucking action, man. Oof. He even controlled that river bet by betting Queen Tray. Like, he didn't have much left behind. He only had 12 bucks, so he was just playing a bluff. But, I mean on this hand, of course, where I had the set of 8s. But he's kind of the spot there. Yeah, he's kind of tilted off his rocker. He's given up all the money he's going to get, though. He's not going to reload. So I'm going to ditch the table. So yeah, you can definitely use different forms of poker where you might incidentally make money. You know what I'm saying? You might as a byproduct make money, but you can use it to train for sure. Why not? Man, it is really raining out there. I want him to go out later. Still might. Okay. This player leads small. We are going to raise small and control the pot. He calls heart on the turn. I think we're betting here for the same reason that we raised the flop. I think he's not too strong. I think he's on a draw or he has a weak jack. So if he leads here, we fold. If he checks, we check and win. Bing! Two-way hand. Two-way hand. Got to understand how those work. But, yeah. Works two ways. If he bets, we fold because he was on a better flush draw, right? If he checks, we win because our flush draw wins. Can we ever bet it? No. Look at this. 3 ways. Oh, I missed the draw. That's a nice little pickup there, though. Ha! I won. Oh, he has an 8. I thought he had the straight draw, the lower straight draw. I didn't see the 8. Here's the thing. If you're getting distracted also playing 2 tables, why don't you try 3? Is it bankroll restriction, or is it you're afraid that it'll be too much for you? Because it should make you tighten your range. Just like fast poker will make you tighten your range. I don't mind this. This is interesting. It's tough. I think I get called twice here, though. I think if I get raised, it's kind of brutal, but I don't know how somebody has a straight, right? So leading the 6 there is kind of really important. Aces. Wow. He checked the turn. We're going to go ahead and sit out and grab some water. Dun, 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 dun. Come on, dude. Oh my God, Dilbert, let's go. 9 in the river is kind of the worst card. We're just going to check it. 2 pair. We chop. All right. I'll be right back. I'm amazed I made it back in time. The brakes on here are so fucking fast. 30 seconds. If I focus, it might not be a bad idea. 5 NL is manageable, and I'm really good at grinding out the bonus. Yeah, that's the thing, man. And it's going to play tighter on speed poker than regular poker, because players don't get bored. So the ranges will be more true. Now, if you study and use the charts, your ranges are going to be truer than theirs, but they're going to start out having less bullshit. me see here. So this one, look at this. We can raise. We don't have to jam, and we'll be able to determine what happens from here. Sorry, I had to eat. And that's pretty good. If somebody has a 10, so be it. The just call is kind of brutal. Hilarious. Sweet. Why would I think somebody has a 10? Why? You're an idiot, bro. You're trying to bluff catch in the tournament. You're fucking retarded. Well, we got 33K now. That's why you raise and don't jam, by the way. Ooh. Could have called that, but meh. Whatever. It's one of those speculators. So the average right now is 50K with 51 players left. Top 30 get paid, so we're looking at an increase of 40%, so about 70K is the in the cash average. That means that final table is about 200K. Nice. Very doable. Very, very doable. Right? I'm gonna figure it out on paper here in 1 sec. Or on calculator, I guess we should say. So 5160 or 600 times 50 players left means the total chips is 2.58. At 2.58 divided by 30 for the cash, 86,000. I think I said 80 divided by 9 for the final table, 286,000. I think I said 200,000, so I was a little off. But we're looking for 86K right now. So we're going to raise this one, and if my buddy in the big blind wants to go, that's fine. I did 3-bet this, so I am going to raise. Player short. If he jams, we can fold. He calls. He leads. He's trying to control the pot. We're going to bet again. He calls. Jack in the river sucks. If he checks, we're just going to check back. I'm calling. Yeah, he never has anything there. How you like that read? If he checks, I check back. If he bets, I snap. How you like that one? So if he jams, obviously we're going to jam. If he bets, we're going to raise. If he checks, I think we're going to check behind. Do we? No. We're gonna bet because he's not going to fold anyway. All right. Yeah, and he's just going to do dumb moves like this. Like zero fear when he jams the turn. By the way, 0. 44K. Literally took that guy's 30K and added it to my stack. I like that ace-7 over here, though, or the ace-king over here. There's literally no hand that made sense. Check. Doing pretty good now. Sitting 20-something. Man, I was really hungry. Open ender. I am currently 27th, it looks like. Yep. Still not at the average, but much more comfortable. Make the straight, but the flush comes out. This player is more so the problem. We're going to raise. If I don't think this player ever has the flush. If he re-raises, obviously we fold. If this player jams, it kind of sucks, but we do call. Should be good. Yep, every time. He's just got the ace of clubs in his hand. Don't let people control the size of the pot. They bet minimum, you raise. You don't get to draw for free, sir. No, 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 no soup for you. Hello. Might win here. I kind of doubt it, though. Ah! Chop it up. We can absolutely call here. I can't believe the original razor folded. Oh, that was easy. It's not the play with tens, Ron. I was saying with tens, Ron. I literally had the words coming out of my mouth. Pocket tens. It's not the play with pocket tens. That's so hilarious. This is one where I hope he has the ace. Yeah, if he doesn't, it goes no further. Yeah, we're going to ditch this one. Table glitched out and people left. I think we have another one here we can get on. I like this spot. Nice. I was going to say, do I want to make the steal here? But I don't think I do. I don't feel like it's a good steal spot. So I'm glad the other player raised. It's just this dynamic I don't like. I just don't think it's all that wonderful. Huh. I thought these were 20 NLs. Oh, I'm just doing good. I thought one of those was a 20 NL, but I'm just doing better than I thought. So I'm going to double and ditch. Yeah, we're going to get off these two and replace them. Spade on the river sucks. Sometimes we win. Pocket sixes or something. You're a genius. You're a champion. Pocket tens. Look at this. 5x opens. So we see a raise. I'm just going to call. I could 3-bet for sure, but we'd kind of be playing for stacks, and I want to live the opportunity open behind for this short stack to jam, or this one. Short stack jams and he folds. I'm definitely going to call. That's a bad flop for my hand. I think it's an easy fold there. He's raising out of an early position. It's fine. Didn't mean to call this. That was a misclick, but I would have. Check the gut shot. Pick up a flush draw. Not a great one. That's a pretty good card. I'm going to bet. Unless I just walked into King-Queen, I think I'm good to bet here. And if he jams, I'm not folding, obviously. Too many outs. Call behind kind of sucks. Well, we make the straight on the river. It's not likely somebody else has it unless they already had King-Queen. But I think if it checks to me, I can overbet jam. I mean, that's just stupid. Great bet, bro. Same hand, but I was free rolling the flush on him. Fucking moron. I'm going to lead at this one. It's a little different when the high card's tripped, but I still like betting at it. Like if it was King 4-4 or Queen 4-4 instead of King King 4, I think I like it better for the lead. But sometimes that works. Get in against a flush draw or something. Ooh, I thought I flopped it for a second. A full pot bet. Interesting. I like having the disguise draw. The diamond does back him off. Laggity is kind of funny here. So we see a raise. I'm going to rip. Yep. That's just because of the ace removal and the stack sizes. He should be open ripping from the cutoff. Technically he shouldn't, but he should be open ripping based on what we know of him. I'm just going to limp. I want to see what happens versus the big boy here. That's pretty good. I'm going to check. I'm going to keep checking. Make a flush. Well, I'm not going to fold this draw. Sometimes he can absolutely have a flush. We're going to really have to determine this if he bets it big. But I feel like it's too pair a lot. It was a stone bluff. I think I win enough here. I don't need to bluff. Yeah, he's got the ace. Really? Yeah, if he's got aces, it's just too bad. He was just too short. I can't fold there. He's going to play ace-king the same way. So this player jams 14K out of first. Not my job. Oh no, you folded ace-jack. Yeah, well, I play better than that. I mean, he's only got 20 bucks. I probably should have just raised him all in on the flop. It's whatever. Limits go up. Yeah, these players are crazy. I mean, it's good for me. Wow. Yeah, there's going to be a lot less junky hands playing the fast poker. You're right. Just because people don't get bored. You know what I'm saying? They can just boom, 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 get right through it. Player behind's the problem. I think sometimes a king or queen is good here, but with the player behind, there's nothing I can do. Getting a lot of floppy hands, not a lot of connectivity, though. And I'm getting these 3-bets. This player is super aggro dumb. So this is exactly who you want to flop a fucking set against. It's kind of a weird dynamic because when we get the price, we're more vulnerable to getting set over setted. But usually that's just here. So it costs $8.25. I mean, we're definitely calling because we can absolutely win 80 bucks by hitting a deuce here. He's an idiot. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, man. If that's a deuce, I get it all. I mean, it's so bad. I've seen that player do that with ace-king, king-queen. Like, it's just so bad. Like, that's why you have to call those, because they just give you the stack. Alright. Got some floppy hands and no action, but still very profitable for the day. Check. I think we're going to check the ace here. I'm going to check and call a river bet. It's funny that he instantly figured out what I was doing. I mean, we've played together before. I was right on that one, though. Deuces, threes, fours all win me the pot, so I shouldn't be folding at that price, getting 3-1. Yeah, I feel okay about the aces hand. This one where I lost 20 bucks. See how few hands I'm playing in the fucking tournament? Let's see. There are 41 players left. Top 30 get paid. I would consider this the bubble right now in this one, but I really like my dynamic and my table position, so I don't think I'm going to be going for excessive steals. Like, I think we need to actually have hands, you know? Like, decent hands, just removal. You know, Broadway cards, things like that. I don't want to go for the suited connector steals, even on the button. It's just not... It's just not going to be profitable versus players who are always going to call. I've been playing the small blind super tape because I get myself into trouble. If you want a good rule of thumb for the small blind, when I was first learning how to play small blinds and didn't understand the ranges and the nuance of it, I went to a very common thing, which is 3-bet or fold in the small blind. That's it. There's no calls. It's 3 bets or folds. I'll give you the advanced version of that, which is there are calls if you think it's very unlikely that the big blind is going to 3-bet and you have a pair. Other than that, no suited connectors, no nothing, no 10 jacks, no nothing like that. It's 3-bet or fold. So if you don't feel comfortable 3-betting the hand, then you fold it. That's all there is to it. That's the shorthand. If you have a pair, you can make the pair like the minimum, like a pair of 7s. And let's say there's a raise and a call. Then you can call in the small blind if you don't want to raise it because the pair is too small. Yeah, he made the nuts. I'm surprised you don't bet the turn with that flush draw, too. But yeah, 3-bet or fold from the small blind, you'll do great. You'd be surprised how many folds you get. And that means if you have ace-queen, right, even ace, especially like ace-queen offsuit, you're going to be 3-betting it from the small blind. When you get 4-bet, just fold it. You know what I'm saying? Because then it's like, all right, cool. But when you do take that, then you're in the best position to steal post-flop. This is very tempting, but I'm going to let it go. Look at this flop. Is this a gamble spot? I mean, it's a 3-way pot. We have the ultimate draw. Players betting half pot. I think we're going to go ahead and raise. We're definitely never folding this one. I would have liked this player to come along, but I think it looks like we might just get it all in right here. There's just too many outs. Flush on the turn. I'm going to bet big. If he's got a better flush, it's just too bad. But I'm trying to look like I'm full of crap. Damn it. The snap re-raise not all in. Ugh. That sucks. God damn it. Still profitable today. But that would have been a nice one. That sucks. Super unlikely, too. And I have all the bluffing spots. And I'm betting big on the turn to look like I'm full of shit. So I have all the bluffing spots. He's going to have ace-jack with the ace of hearts so many times there when we get it in. It's ridiculous. Like, I just can't hit a fucking 8. Ugh. Ugh. It's fine. I mean, maybe I can check the turn but he's supposed to have the ace of hearts when he makes that call on the flop. 38 players left over here, top 30 getting paid. We definitely have the raising hand here. Oh, that was unfortunate. That was super unfortunate. This player is somebody to worry about because of the type of player he is. There it is. He's going to do that with a 9. If I had jacks, I would call. It's funny. As soon as I start saying it, he just freaks out. The queen on the river sucks. I get check raised here. I'm just beat. Jack 9 and he didn't raise. Hilarious. I think I won the max if he misses, and I lost the minimum if he makes it. How the hell does he not raise there? I mean, when we get re-raised jammed, it's going to be a lot of sets, and it's going to be a lot of ace-jack with the ace of hearts. This is kind of this is kind of annoying on the money bubble. This is even more annoying on the money bubble from this player. Holy shit. Oh, I want to see a bunch of calls here so I can 3-bet. So we see a 3-bet from Run. This is a great spot to just call, spike the ace, and fucking bust somebody. This is an excellent spot. Underplaying the ace-king here, especially on the button, it's really awesome. Oh, I do have the widest range at the table, so there are bluffing opportunities that are going to come. Player leads out. He should definitely have an overpair. They should both have overpairs. I'm just going to call. Ooh, that queen is not great. There's a lot of queens right here. And I never can represent a queen. Yep, there it is. I'm done. I'm done. That's either ace-queen suited or the over-overpair kings. This jam should only come from aces or kings. Yeah. Oh, that's what's known as a slow race. Look at this. Damn, my man got doubled. Ooh, I made the straight. Where are we? 30th out of 36. I think this is more so a flush draw. If there weren't two players behind, I would call. 3 players behind. Forgot about this guy. Do we have a better 50 NL seat? Let me see. It's a pretty good seat. Do I want to get off one of these? I don't think I do. So I'm not going to take this seat just yet. Look at this, pick up the double gut. I'm going to make the bet here. I almost didn't, but it's too much equity. I think we can raise this one. I think we just bet small here. I think we check the turn because of the 10 jack possibilities and 7 nines. Yeah, you can have it, bro. He's just got a pair, but it's fine. He's not going to give it up. Snap called. I like that. I'll try it out. I was making too many calls. Yeah. There's not a lot of, if you look it up on the charts, there's not a lot of calls in the small blind at full ring. There's just not. That's why people came up with this shorthand. That queen sucks. It makes a lot of 2 pairs and straights. Yeah, congrats. There's just a lot of straights and 2 pairs there. It's funny. I was betting that 4 for value. I thought I was half bluffing. Sitting 32nd and no 30th and top 30 get paid. Look at this. I mean, you don't need to jam that there. Oh, look at this. Make the flush. Ace King. I mean, we're not going to play scared, but we're not going to be an idiot either and just jam the money in. I'm calling. Nice. Hold. Hold it. Hold. Red. Fucking diamond. Fucking queen. And it's just, I just know how fucking shitty he is. Ah, I fucking bubble it. Son of a bitch. Well, this run out kind of sucked. Damn it. That sucked. Well, on the positive note, got it in great. Look at the deuce on the river. It might not be good. There's a lot of straights out there. Can we get on this table? No. Guy hits the fucking... Picks up fucking 9 outs on the turn. Hits it on the fucking river. My note says, overbets rips monsters right when they hit. Congrats. Yeah, if I were you, DeBoss, I would write on a piece of paper from the small, like write it out from the small blind, no calls, 3 bets or folds, pairs of whatever you decide it is, 7-7 plus or 8-8 plus. I don't think I'd go lower than 6-6 plus. But if you get a ton of calls, like if there's more than 3 calls, like if there's a raiser in early position and then a call and a call and a call, I think you can play down to 6s. The only reason why you don't want to play 5s, 4s, and deuces, 5, 4s, 3s, and deuces is because you don't want to get set over set. But when you're at 6s, it's far less likely. It's only, you know, a third of the deck is going to set, or 2/3 of the deck is going to set higher than you. Personally, I would go pocket 7s, but it's up to you. But yeah, and then you just say, well, you know, unless I have a pair, there's no calls. And I need like, it's not like somebody raises, you know, in the cutoff, you have a pair of 7s, and then, you know, it folds to you in the small blind. You just fold that because you just, without flopping a set, it's just worthless. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be like a raise and 2 callers, and, you know, you're going to the thing 4 ways to the flop. Then you can call with a pair. I would say 7s plus from the small blind. And then everything else is 3-bet or fold. And you have to remember, when you 3-bet, you're going to have a lot of 3-bet folds, meaning you're going to 3-bet, somebody's going to 4-bet, and you're just going to fold. You're going to be 3-betting king queen. You're going to be 3-betting, you know, jack 10 suited. You're going to be 3-betting, you know, ace jack suited and ace queen offsuit, and, you know, pocket 10s. And then when you get 4-bet, you just fucking ditch it. You know what I mean? That's the whole point. Ha! Queen high. I win the last hand of the night with queen high. Let's see where I ended up. I think I lost a very little today. Where is it? Oh. Started the day at 3,002. Ended at 29.87. So lost 15 bucks. You know, what are you gonna do? But I was doing okay. I was up like 70 or 80. Well, here's the thing. I put out 20, 30, 41 in tournament buy-ins. So I guess I won 25 playing cash. I was up 65 more, but then I got that super combo draw that we got coolered with the flush over flush. What are you going to do? So, you know, that's what it comes down to sometimes. That's your day. I'm going to go ahead and kill it. I may be back later. I kind of doubt it, though, because it's kind of late and I want to go see somebody, a friend of mine, have a little fun. So I'll be back in the morning for the Wake Up With Me. It's Tuesday. I like to do them on Tuesdays, mostly. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. But we'll see. Stick around for the host, guys. Thanks for coming out. It was a lot of fun. You know, basically broke even. What are you going to do? I guess I profited because I had $40 in tournament buy-ins, and I only ended up down 15 bucks, $41. So, oh well. Have a great night, guys. I'll see you in a bit.